In the last video, we began our discussion of quotation, paraphrase, and summary, and how it can provide support. We also discussed how to check your APA and make sure that you are citing all the intellectual property that you invoke as authority for your paper. In this video, we'll briefly discuss how exactly to fit quotations into your paper and what the best way to set up and follow up a quotation is. So it's not enough just to use a quotation. You also have to make connections and explain how your quotations relate. We do this by providing context. Don't rely on the quotation to be self-explanatory. Make sure that you set up the basic scene. This means guiding your reader along and telling them how to take a certain quotation. This can include explaining what circumstances the quotation was spoken or written, and attributing the quotation to its source. How exactly did they state what they said? Did they exclaim it, remark, reply, respond? Did they suggest? Was it a criticism? Were they complaining or arguing, declaring, announcing, or just merely commenting? Use these attribution phrases to explain to your reader what context the quote came from. Once you explain the context of your quotation, you can provide a brief sentence explaining the significance of the quotation. Sometimes I ask my students to use the double rule, which means if you use one line of quotation, you should use at least 2 lines to explain what that quotation was about, what its context was, and an assessment of how it's important to the rest of your paper. Sometimes you want to use a longer quote, and in that case you would create what's known as a block quotation. Block quotations should be used even more selectively than regular quotations. Not just because they take up so much space, but because they take so much time to integrate and make connections with. Also, it can be really disruptive for a reader who is used to seeing how you're phrasing something to encounter a huge block of text from your source. It takes careful skill to integrate these kinds of quotations and format them correctly.